This Guy's Garage. Like and subscribe.
Thank you. And Mr. Cooper, to you now. On March 22nd, you published an article with the headline, Liberal MP Han Dong secretly advised Chinese diplomat in 2021 to delay freeing the two Michaels. Do you stand by this headline?
I don't write the headlines, but I stand by the story. I know that Global News stands by the story, and there is a legal procedure underway. And the story speaks for itself, and the statement of defense speaks for itself. The story stands.
Thank you. So despite the fact that the article used the term allegedly at least about 10 times, you chose to frame the headline, or the newspaper chose to frame the headline excluding that language in the headline. Was that done on purpose?
I said at the outset I won't speak to editorial processes or legal procedures, but I can assure the honourable member that legal vetting and editorial vetting of these stories is extremely rigorous.
Thank you.
That's all I'll say.
Why didn't you include allegedly in the headline, Mr. Cooper?
Sorry?
Why did you not include allegedly in the headline?
This is a matter for editorial procedures and legal vetting procedures.
Mrs. Sahota.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To Mr. Cooper, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to perhaps, maybe I can clarify the question again regarding whether before writing your first article, you had reviewed some sort of transcript or listened to a tape. I know that you said you won't reveal you won't be speaking to legal proceedings or editorial decisions, and of course we don't want you to reveal sources, but I believe that's a question that you should be able to answer as to whether you reviewed or read a transcript before coming up with the story on Han Dong.
Which story are you referring to, sir?
I'm referring particularly to the allegations regarding the member from Don Valley North.
Yeah, with apologies to the honourable member, I can say that I have reviewed documents, I have spoken with sources with knowledge of the high-profile and sensitive investigations started in 2019, but I can't speak further to the nature of editorial and legal procedures surrounding that particular story.
Was that document a transcript?
I'm not going to answer that because as I've said, I won't speak to editorial or legal procedures in detail surrounding stories, but the story speaks for itself, and we're referring to a story that is subject of legal activity, and the filed statement of defense speaks to all the information that you will get on that.
Well, Global News' legal statement says that they were, in particular, allegations and not factual findings. Would you agree with this, Mr. Cooper?
The story regards information from sources who make allegations. It's very clear that there has been no prosecutions or findings of fact regarding that story or any of the matters we're here speaking about. If the member would let me finish, we are here today in a very generalized way because we don't have a foreign interference registry. We have recommendations in NSI COP 2019 that this, please let me finish, that this government study.
I'm going to actually just pause.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper.
Once again, I know that everyone has their purposes. You're always welcome, Mr. Cooper, to provide us information. We will have it translated in both official languages, but I do need the exchange from member to witness to flow back and forth with not overlap. Because at the end of the day, it is members' time. I will always ensure that witnesses have some time to answer, but usually just matching the length of time consumed on either end. Back to Mrs. Sahota.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're definitely here today because of a story that you published, and that's what brings us here. So I really wanted to make it more clear. Do you think you possibly could have gotten it wrong?
No, the story stands, and the legal
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, the Governor General stated unequivocally that the member from Don Valley North had not discussed extending the legal detention of Michael Koverg and Michael Spavor with Chinese government officials, and I quote that it was said, "I have reviewed the same intelligence report that was provided to the Prime Minister relating to the allegations," and this is in regards to MP Dong, "which I am advised is the only intelligence that speaks to this issue. I can report the following. The allegation is false. Mr. Dong discussed the two Michaels with a PRC official, but did not suggest to the official that the PRC extend their detention." This report has caused Mr. Dong, a member of parliament, in addition to that, his family and many others, a lot of harm, and perhaps irreparable harm. Do you have any comments to that?
My only comment is the stories starting in November 2022 meet the highest standards of public interest, and public interest reporting, referring back to my last attempted answer, NSI COP 2019 asked this government to look at the Security of Information Act, the CSIS Act, and to look into the measures taken in Australia in 2018.
We'll be heading down that direction, so I appreciate that. I also understand you mentioned you work for the Bureau right now. I wanted to know that you've talked many times about transparency, and upon Googling, you can't really find out what the source to the Bureau is. So who funds the Bureau?
I think I'll have more to say about that now, but I can assure the member it's not a foreign government or anyone outside of Canada.
But why can you not let us know then that where the funding comes from?
I didn't come here prepared today to disclose what a public interest investigative reporter who's looking into important matters, who may or may not be, interested in my reporting.
I think, though, as a journalist, that you would be interested in knowing who you work for. You can find out easily the Globe, the National Post, where their funding comes from. Why not the Bureau?
The Bureau is a subscription-driven platform on Substack. As the honourable members know, that Canadian media is changing, and authors, writers such as Terry Glavin are on Substack now. This is about subscribers.
Thank you.
I just wanted to make a statement. Mr. Cooper, you're here today based on your reports, and I was really hoping for some answers. And your unwillingness to engage on simple questions and your lack of preparedness to respond to some of the questions is disappointing. I understand you cannot discuss something that is before the courts, but I know that we have had multiple questions that are very simple in nature. So I just wanted to get that on the record, that I was hoping to get some answers, as I take this subject very, very seriously.